Hey, it's Adi, and welcome to the first video of this series where I walk you through all the steps of restoring your vintage Macintosh. In this video, I'll be showing you how to find the capacitors to replace on the motherboard. For anyone new to this space, capacitors are a passive electrical component of the computer to store energy in an electrical field. Unfortunately, because many of these boards are over 30 years old, many of these capacitors begin to leak, causing damage to spread across the board. If you want to keep the longevity of your investment or your product, this process is highly recommended. In this video series, we'll be heading to a website called recapamac.com.au. I will be providing the link in the description and a link in my blog post description. I really like this website because it provides valuable information for the entire field of rebuilding vintage computers. So first things first, let's go to resources and take a look at all the computers that it offers. And you should click on the one which corresponds to the computer that you're working with. In this example, we'll use the Macintosh SE30. Okay, so first we see a brief description of how important it is to recap your computer. And in this model especially, it is even more important. And if you don't get it recapped, it can cause permanent damage to your board, and you don't want that happening. Okay, so once we scroll down, we'll see a bunch of numbers, and if you don't understand what's going on, I will explain it to you. So what we see over here, we see it says 47 UF. What does UF mean? UF stands for microfarad, and all that means is the total capacitance or total energy in one capacitor. And these measurements are helpful because it'll come in handy when we want to buy them, so we can refer to them. And then, one more thing, and right next to that is V, and V is for volts. And we can see that these capacitors are all in different locations, and you want to make sure when you buy them, you want to put them in the right, replace them in the right location, because if you don't, the board can get short-circuited, and you don't want that happening either. So if you look at this little box over here, you can see the overall capacitors that we need. So we can see that we need 10 47 microfarads and with 16 volts, and one of each for the rest. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see the high-res image of the motherboard for reference. Okay. So now if you go over here, the author has provided us a nice list of all the capacitors that we need in a pretty organized way, so it'll save us time when looking for it. So pretty simple, all you have to do is just click on the link and it'll head to another website where you can buy these capacitors. And the author has also provided us with like a link to tantalum capacitors. So all tantalum capacitors mean is that it's just a newer type of capacitors with a higher threshold. So basically, it lives for longer. So you don't have to worry about replacing it for, say, another 50 years. Okay, so we can see over here that it says 50 volts and 1 UF. So we have that right here. And you want to make sure it's the correct one just in case, because you don't want to be ordering the wrong ports. And since we need one of them, all we had to do over here on the buy section is put quantity 1. And the price is pretty cheap. They're just like less than $1. And you want to do the rest for every single other component. Sorry about that. And I'll just walk you through another one just cause. Okay, so let's buy the one with 47 microfarads. Okay, so that one's right here, and the website popped up. And let's just double check. 10 ohm capacitors, 47 microfarads, yep, and 16 volts, and yep, they match right there. Okay, so we want to go over here and buy 10 of them. And sometimes it'll show you electrolytic capacitors, and they're fine too. And it's not that big of a difference, so you don't really have to you don't have to worry about it that much. So yeah, that's about it for the first video. And the next video we'll be working on actually replacing these capacitors, and for that you'll need a soldering kit. So for the next video, you should probably, if you don't have one, you should get your hands on a soldering kit because that's important. Well, that's it for the first video of my series, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and turn on alerts for more content. See you in the next video.